going to be something in the back of his head. He's seen it before, and Maru did it so well, and one of the only Terrans to do it as well.
Don't forget, guys, Overgrowth, game number 2. We're going into here the map that Stats is very favored on. Let's go into it. Maru versus Stats, game number 2 here at the Neighbors Star League.
And up here to the top right, it is the player for Jin Air. It is Maru.
In red. He's been shaking his hand a lot today. I hope he's not having any wrist problems, because that is the worst thing you want to have in the round of 4. Down to the bottom left in blue, it's Stats for KT Rolster. I believe with a very impressive record on this map, 5-0 or 4-0.
I think it might have been 5-0.
Yeah.
Something disgusting.
Something gross, something you don't want to play against if you're Maru.
No way. Let's see if Maru's going to mix it up at all. I'm very curious to see if Maru's going to be playing, you know, sort of the similar styles this whole way through. Is he going to, you know, bust out a cheese, maybe go for some proxy Raxes or something just a little unorthodox for him? Because this matchup is very straightforward at this time. Like, the meta is kind of settled at this point where it's like, okay, a lot of dropping from the Terran, usually not too much of a macro game going late game, because Terran can kind of whittle them down throughout the entire game with just these constant drops, and then kind of put the finishing blow in the mid to late game.
Yeah. Well, we have a CC first here from Maru.
Once again, playing the greedy style.
Yeah, he's really liking that. Being the Marine Prince to Marine King, like the old days almost a little bit here. And a little bit of a hidden pylon down at the natural here for Stats. That's clever. That means later on, Maru might, when he scouts, get a little bit stressed out, wondering where a third pylon is.
Yeah, I like that.
Bit of a mistimed barracks there, just slightly. He's going to send a scouting SCV now as well. Man. Stats also moving this probe around the left side of the map.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a proxy Stargate. I think that's exactly what it's going to be. And not a bad choice against the CC first like this. He's playing very sneaky.
What's really funny is something that might happen here in this game is that what could happen is Maru scouts the missing pylon and then finds where it is and goes, oh, I see what you're doing. But in reality, there will be actually a hidden pylon on the map.
Exactly.
So it might give him a false sense of security when he sees that hidden pylon at the natural.
It's like a next level of mind game here. It's just like, yeah, hiding pylons everywhere. You might actually just use it for a scout. This probe, you know, obviously wants to avoid any sort of Reaper play as well. Which could be very possible on this map, something we do see a lot of.
There's an eBay block here. It's not going to last too long since that SCV already took a lot of damage, but this will significantly delay the Nexus. And he doesn't have a Zealot, so, you know, it's not the longest eBay block we're going to see, but it is pretty significant here.
It is. It is, considering the CC is already upgrading to Orbital, halfway done. Like, he is a base ahead for a very long time at this point. He's going to put down that Nexus in a moment, I believe. There we go.
There it goes. Bunker coming up here. That probe is still kind of roaming around the map. It hasn't hidden anything just yet. And again, it might just be for a scout, exactly like you said.
I had high hopes for it there. You know, I was really hoping it'd be a proxy Stargate.
Especially when I saw that pylon at the natural, I was feeling it.
Yeah.
No, it looks like it's not to be this game, Moonglade.
No, they're just going to be playing straight up. It is a best of 7. So, you know, the players can play a little bit looser if they want to, but, you know, both players pretty guarded at the moment, you know, still maybe warming up a little bit, you know, feeling each other out before they start putting on the cheese.
Yeah. This SCV will go down. Good scout denied there, and Stats is going to come over here with his own mothership core to get a little bit more information. We'll see the 3 barracks, so he knows the follow-up. They're actually going to just kill an SCV here. Not going to be able to scout that 3 barracks, though, as a result, but still. Ooh. Oh, he needs to pull that.
Whoa, bit of a mistake there. That's a lot of damage. He's going to try for the SCV again. What?
Oh, whoa.
Be careful.
That's expensive, man.
That is expensive. You can't be losing that just for a supply depot that you're not going to kill.
And because he's going for Blink here as a follow-up, that mothership core is really important for these types of pressures.
Very true.
You need that energy almost more than the money to replace it. It takes time, and it takes time to rebuild that energy that you're going to need.
Oh my god, this SCV is actually going to get in there. He's going to see everything. He's going to see it chrono boosted. He's going to know exactly what's going on. So I think Stats, I don't think he can make anything of it. It's just simply going to be a bit of a contain and maybe some light harassment while he does transition to Robo and possibly a third base.
Did he see the gates as well? Can you check that for me?
No, I don't think he saw the gates yet.
Okay.
Unless he like comes deep into the natural here, he won't see them. Oh, he might actually see them if he's going to move.
He sees one.
Yeah,
I think that's almost enough.
Yeah, it gives it enough away. He can just be safe with this. I mean, he does have 3 barracks pumping already. He's already got a lot of bio. He's making Marauders already.
Yeah, his stem is pretty quick as well.
Exactly.
I think he's going to be fine. I think Stats has to change the game plan here. Oh my god, but he's not going to. 5 gates in total being added now. I don't know if this is going to be the right choice. If Maru thinks, okay, well, he's probably going to change the plan because I scouted this, that might be how this works, but let's see how much Maru commits to the defense. Already adding 2 bunkers. He's going to come over here and check again with the SCV. This time, there's at least a Stalker to deny further scouting. He shows a gas.
Yeah, but what does that really mean?
Yeah, I mean,
what does that really mean?
In fact, he's probably going to keep those gases because to make 5 gates worth of Stalkers, he's probably going to need
yeah,
that, right?
well, I mean, I think he's going to have to transition is the bottom line here because we already see that bunker up the top. It's manned up. It's ready to go. We see a lot of Marauders already, more than enough to deal with the likes of these Stalkers.
And the SCV scouts all the gates.
Yep.
The scout coverage was great at the beginning for Stats, but it started to fall apart a little bit. Okay, well, the pressure is real. Blinks up here. He's going to kill this bunker with relative ease, and we'll get a few of those units. Great time warp on the ramp, and this could turn things around very quickly. Going to need to blink down individually here. Still a strong position for Maru. Stim is nearly done. 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, 3 SCVs in a bunker. Not going to be enough here. He blinks forward again, but Stim is done. He has no way to get out of here. I think it's just going to be game. He's going to lose all these Stalkers.
Well, you know, that time warp was like, it wasn't helpful because the army was already in range. It didn't have any distance to close there. And now he's going to try to go towards the front, but there's already 2 bunkers, each with 2 Marines. That should buy enough time for the bio to come down. He's out of Mothership core energy, so he can't drop another amazing time warp. Medevacs are on the way, and that robo that you see on the production tab is Stats' awkward attempt to transition here after such a big commitment.
It's just not enough. He is so far behind from this. And we've seen this build order fail before where, like, you see the CC first and the 3 racks. It gives you more than enough bio to deal with this Blink Stalker roll in. And I'm trying to think of I think it was Sand versus Kura, which is the one I always go back to because it's a perfect example of why it doesn't work. And we're going to see, more harassment with these Stalkers, but what are you going to do against Stim Marauders with Medivacs?
Once the drops start coming, he has to vacate the base. By the way, this SCV that we see here has constantly been checking the 3rd base and coming back in. And guess what? He might get in again. Okay, the Mothership Core is going to deny him because he only has 15 health, but still, the SCV has been the MVP of this game. He's been able to get so much information.
Yeah, it has seen so much.
Way too much. I
want to see him put down an eBay at that 3rd just to be the MVP, man, because that's the one better thing he could do to just, seal the deal, give him that extra advantage.
Ooh, look at this. This is a tricky move. Now, if Maru doesn't scout this in particular, this could be a game-changing move.
That is definitely like the I swear, I pray to God that he never scouts in the top left when no drop goes by that area, and I win the game through like having hidden base. It's a good way to kind of try and make a comeback in a game that's almost beyond help at this point.
It's desperation with a capital D, Moonglade. But sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, and we have seen games on this very map played in this exact same fashion, where the Protoss comes back and wins because the Terran gets too complacent, thinking, I've got him on 2 base. He's got no way to transition. I'm going to keep harassing his 3rd. He doesn't have one, but there's actually a 3rd hidden somewhere on the map.
That's the one shot he has as we see the first Colossus. Now on the way, finally.
And he still has to buy time somehow, and that's what the Zealot drop is going to do. He's going to come in here, force some bio units to turn around, weaken the push, slow it down a little bit. And it just turns a small drop around, not going to actually weaken this push much at all.
No, just the reinforcements helping out there. Everything getting cleaned up. And yeah, it's about how much damage can Maru do, because he does have that window. We're actually seeing a lot of units being forced to warp in, simply because he doesn't have enough to defend against this.
He has 16 Marauders on the map. And against a mostly Blink Stalker army here, there's no Zealot charge. Guardian Shield goes up here. Nexus Cannon is up as well. Maru has so much bio. He's just going to continue to trade here.
It's 1-1 against completely unupgraded units, by the way. So he's getting some really fantastic trades off. He's actually going to try for the Colossus, but there's not enough Marauders there.
Is Maru staying too long? I think he's staying too long, man.
Way too long. He's got to get out of here now.
Stalkers might have even wanted to blink and chase that medevac. He doesn't know if there are any reinforcements coming. There are, in fact. So many of these medevacs are actually out of energy, too. Keep that in mind. And he's keeping some of his bio at home because of this warp prism. So The Warp Prism is getting some value, and that base of the top left right now does have a few probes on gas and a few mining minerals, so he's starting to get that slight payback from that base.
Yeah, slowly but truly. Oh, inside the Colossus nearly going down this time. So low. He's going to be picked off now.
Yeah.
Good
a lot
trade.
of Stalkers still in this army. Does he have another Colossus? Yeah, now he does. And the medevac does fall. If Maru continues to do this and Stats can somehow stabilize in the second, that third base is really going to come into play, but this is still just so much pressure. And I think he feels comfortable now that Stats has to keep warping in at home. He can't even warp in units with the Warp Prism, so he's going to send these drops down now. And this might actually be enough to actually smash the nail with the hammer.
Yeah, I think it might be, especially with these two full medivacs. He's going to try again. Stims in. Photon Overcharge is finished at this point. No Colossus range just yet. Colossus always under threat of these Marauders targeting it down. Down goes the natural. And I think this might be the game.
Yeah, this might be the game, man. There's just so much more pressure. And there's so many more reinforcements coming in these two medevacs that aren't even unloaded yet. Down they go. Third base, a good idea, but Maru just realized he didn't have enough units and is going to push the advantage. Maru, one of the best players in the world at targeting down Colossi with Marauders as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he will survive maybe for now? No, I don't even think so.
No, not even, man. GG. Really nice comeback from Maru. Great sort of build order, I guess, advantage going into this, and questionable decision-making from Stats, going for that blink all-in against the 3 racks first. 3 racks up to the CC first. And is he drinking whiskey, Wolf? Because, man, I could use one of them right now.
It looks like it. Absolutely, Moonblade. I hope so. That was a stressful game for both players, but that SCV got all the information that Maru needed, and no longer a perfect record in Star League for Stats on this map. No more.
No more, my friends. As we go into the next map, it's going to be Catalina, so a great sort of momentum build for Maru if he can get this one as well. Yeah. Definitely favored for Terran against Protoss.
Absolutely. And, you know, he already used Blink. Blink is fairly strong in Catalina as well, but he just used that build. He's going to have to use it again if he wants to try to do that, and that's doing the same thing twice. Makes it a little bit predictable, which also I feel like weakens any possible Blinks he might want to use later on in the series, like on Sejong, for example, which I think might be the next map. I know it's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I think that might be map 4, if I recall correctly. So another good map for Stats coming up. This nice back and forth sort of games. Stats, I mean, winning on Nimbus already. It's a bit already, I feel like, a bit of an upset when it comes to the matchup and the meta. But Maru not taking advantage of it. Will he take advantage of Catalina? The map we're dropping.